Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be working on another Project Life spread for week 21 of 2025. So this week I went ahead and did my spread a little early. Technically, my weeks run Monday through Sunday, and I decided to work on my spread on Sunday, but I knew that I wasn't going to have any more pictures to pop in here. So I decided to just kind of dedicate this entire spread to this weekend that I had with my mom. So I didn't have a ton of pictures. So the week besides this one event with my mom, not a whole lot went on. So I did my tried and true method that I learned from Dearly D lots of years ago to blow up one of your photos bigger. And that particular photo is a 6x8, and then it takes up some of the space, and then you can have that kind of highlighted photo, which I always really enjoy. So it doesn't work for every picture, but I knew that this one, it would work because even though I'm going to have to cut that picture in half, it's not going to be on our faces or anything. It's just going to be like a little bit lower onto our body. So to me, it works out good enough. So I love kind of doing that every now and then. So I'm looking through my cards, and this week is definitely all about looking through my stash. So as I was trying to figure out which cards I wanted to use, I found this Let Them Eat Cake card that is probably from Studio Calico. It definitely looks like it. And I thought, why not? It looks perfect. It goes with the color scheme, and it was my mom's birthday. So I felt like, when else will I ever use this one? So I grabbed that. Also, I saw that I had the map paper from, I think it's Heidi Swapp, I know. Color Study or Color Story or something like that. That's one of my favorite Heidi Swapp collections. And so I must have cut down that map paper into 4x6 cards. So I cut it down into 3x4, and I put it behind the little key card that came from our hotel. And then the rest of the 3 cards are from LA Studio. So I had a pack of LA Studio cards that I'm using 2 of, the pink one and the blue one. And I just thought that those were really cute. It allows you to have a little place for journaling or for a photo. In my case, I wanted to put a photo there, but then it allows you to have a little bit of journaling or room for stamping or something at the bottom. So I grabbed those out, and just like I've been doing basically this entire year, I have a pack of those Celebrate cards that are from LA Studio. So I grabbed one of those, and it's the perfect like who, what, when, where, why kind of thing where you can fill out all the details of who you are celebrating or what event you're celebrating. So I've used them this year for birthdays, but I've used them in the past for, I know, like my mom's retirement party and things like that. So they really come in handy for all kinds of events. So now I am adhering my 3x4 cards together so that they will make a 4x6 card, so they will fit in my pocket as I always do. It was really easy to get these cards to come together here on my spread because I really didn't need that many cards to have a lot of photos and a little bit of memorabilia. So I feel like it all kind of comes together pretty fast. I had a couple other pieces of memorabilia from The Graduate, but I ended up just going with this key card. I put it on crooked, which is just so me. I just slap things on and then I regret it. So luckily I was able to pull the key card off, and I'm probably just a little bit out of frame there, but I was able to put it on straighter, so I was happy. So this is another Graduate hotel, which I'm mildly obsessed with staying at the Graduates. So the only one that I'd ever stayed at before was the one in Nashville, and it is just gorgeous. I stayed there actually last week with 2 of my friends. If you watched that process video, it's really fun because it's like old country themed. It's really girly and just really, really cute. This one is super fun. It's more literary themed and also has a lot of nods to Ole Miss because that's the college that it's at. So the Graduate, that's the thing about those hotels, is they're always in college towns, and they just take a lot of there's so much attention to detail. Every little thing that you see in there, it probably has a nod to something specific for that college or that town. So it's really neat. So this one was super fun. We didn't explore the hotel a lot, but we had such a nice staycation. So we're only about an hour away from here. So we drove to Oxford on Saturday for my mom's birthday, and we had to drive in the rain. It was a little bit of a rainy day, but it was so nice. We had a blast. We got to eat at a nice little taco shop that we like on the square. It has a really, really quaint cute little downtown square area in Oxford. And so it's always kind of fun to just hang out there and explore. So we did that. The Graduate is right on the square. So that was nice and convenient. And we really just went back and vegged out. We got in our PJs, we had snacks, we had drinks, and we just vegged out on the bed and we binged Sister Wives. And then later we ended up watching Mrs. Doubtfire. So that was kind of a random thing. We started talking about it and my mom asked if I wanted to watch it. And I was like, sure. And that's one of those movies that is really nostalgic for me. I haven't watched it in years and years, but it was like a staple in my home. Like I remember a lot of the words from that movie and it just really took me back. So we had a lot of fun watching that one. So I had to talk about that on this spread as well. So you can see that my photos here, besides the large one of me and my mom in the lobby, I also have the smaller one of Mrs. Doubtfire. I didn't know where I was going to put that photo when I printed it. So I typically always print off my like movie posters and book covers, things like that for like reviews or whatever for my Project Life. I typically print them off at like a 1.5 by 2 inch rectangle. So that's what I did here. But I didn't realize I was going to put it on in this card that had that larger square. So I thought about printing it, but my house was really quiet. Will was still asleep when I was working on this in the early morning, and I didn't want to turn my printer back on, so I felt like it was fine. I think if that Mrs. Doubtfire cover wasn't white, so it kind of blended into that square, I probably would have reprinted it, but it worked out good enough for me there. And then to kind of mirror that movie cover, I printed off a cute picture of Penny from this week and popped that into that bottom card there. And then my other two pictures are from The Graduate, so you can see they have this fun tile in the front that said Graduate Oxford, so I had to get a photo there with my mom. And then also there was a lot of really cool vintage like Ole Miss like art on the walls and also these old photos. And so I thought that one was really cute of like homecoming or something like that. Also the little key card to the room, they're always really fun. At the Graduate in Nashville, they have them of country stars, like country singers and stuff. And these were famous like football players and alumni of Oxford, of Ole Miss. And that one is Archie Manning, who's like Eli and Peyton Manning's dad, I guess. So I thought that was kind of cool as well. So you can see here on the spread, it's come together pretty fast so far. I just used some LA Studio small alphas to add my week 21 at the top and then added on my dates. I used the Celebrate card there, which gave all of my details about the week and our fun event here. And then I'm just popping in a couple sentences about watching this movie. And I did grab one of my rating stickers that I use for other projects there, and I popped a 5-star rating onto Mrs. Doubtfire. And then I am adding just a little blurb to Penny as well. I also grabbed out my roller phrase stamp and I added a few of them on a couple of the cards, and I'm going to grab a different one that has like bigger phrases. You'll see here, and I'm going to pop a couple of those to the bottom of those two cards just to fill out the extra space. And I do find a pink heart that I'm going to put on that one of Penny just to bring some of the pink down lower into the spread. But I didn't add a lot of embellishing or anything like that onto this one. I felt like with that Let Them Eat Cake card, it's so like busy. I have the large photo. I thought I don't need that much. Oh, that cutie pie sticker is also from LA Studio. And I like that the font is the same as the other cards. So it kind of just brought that in. So I believe that is all I'm going to do. So this one, again, really quick, really easy, but I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it came together. And I hope that you enjoyed this process video. So if you did, please give me a like and please also consider subscribing. And of course, I will be back at you super soon with more fun videos. So I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.